You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Giuliana and Bill After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Giuliana and Bill After Show.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Hello.
Welcome back to our Giuliana and Bill After Show. Definitely your favorite time of week, I
Absolutely.
hope. I'm Giselle Ugarte here with my lovely co-host who you know and love.
Hello everyone, Tara Johnson here with you. I'm so happy to be back.
And we have a brand new face with us today. Please welcome Sarah. Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
And I also have a special guest to my right here. No, it's not Take Your Child to Work Day. Well, I guess it kind of is.
Or boyfriend to work.
Yeah,
Oh,
boyfriend.
good one.
Well,
Good one.
come on, guys. Am I that pathetic? But yeah, this is Kahlua. You may have seen her cousin on last night's episode of Giuliana and Bill. So we thought it was only fitting that she join us.
Absolutely.
We were going to have Lindsay Abner with us tonight from Bright Pink, but she will actually be calling in next week.
Yes.
It is Breast
Very
Cancer
excited.
Awareness Month.
No.
It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So ladies and even men, you know,
Absolutely.
take care of yourself.
Please.
You know, be educated.
Yes.
Get your tests. Get
Get
screened.
checks, checkups,
you know,
screenings.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Tara's wearing
So,
pink pants.
Yes.
Tara's wearing pink pants.
Celebration.
I'm
I'm-
trying.
We're not quite there, but
No.
close enough.
No, right?
In thought,
Or
you have the
red.
pink nails.
Yeah, yep. I do
Oh,
have
there
pink
you
nails.
go. There
Don't
you
look
go.
too close.
Well, let's dive right into last night's episode, which was called "How to Be a Sexy Mom."
Yes. Absolutely.
Love.
I loved this episode. Juliana is always stunning. I mean, really, think about it. There is no other host on the red carpet, except for, of course, our own Maria Menounos,
Yes,
who
absolutely.
compares to Juliana. She always wears the most amazing couture. She's always
Absolutely.
so fun and relatable to everyone on the carpet. Is there ever any doubt that we think she would be anything but a sexy mom?
Never.
Never. And it's surprising to me that she really thinks that she would lose it or that she's at risk of losing it. I mean,
Yeah.
she puts so much into it, and she does look fantastic. She has the body for it, the shape for it, everything.
Beyond the body.
Oh, beyond the body.
Her body's better than some girls that are in college and high school.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I mean, I like a little more curvature to my body type,
Yeah,
but
you
you
know.
know, but she's
I would
gorgeous
like the
without a
skinny
doubt.
too.
Well, we'll get back into the Mom Joe
Yes.
a little later, but first I want to discuss how at the beginning of the episode, Bill and Giuliana are talking about their plans for the baby, which surprise to some people is that they were going to have Giuliana's maternity leave in Chicago.
Yes.
2 months in Chicago.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. Is that a typical maternity leave, 2 months?
2 to 3 months, I think,
okay.
is normally
Okay.
pretty typical. But with a demanding career like Giuliana's,
Right.
and even Bill's also, I think even squeaking 2 months is, great time
yeah,
for them.
that just seems like such a long time to me.
And she
but-
didn't take the full 2 months off. You know,
Right.
she was on the red carpet.
Right.
She was broadcasting from Chicago. And luckily, she did have the help of her family and the baby nurse. But yeah, I mean, maternity leave.
Yeah, Phyllis with the Birkin bag. I wonder.
Yeah.
I know.
It's working.
Well,
It's working
Phyllis's job.
overtime.
Yeah, she is.
Well, Bill and Giuliana made an agreement that Giuliana would go through all the baby gifts and write thank you notes if Bill agreed to find a place for them to live in Chicago. I don't know about you guys, but I was assuming that they were going to buy a house.
I thought the same thing too, but thinking about it with the baby coming and being in Chicago for 2 months, I thought Bill made the perfect choice with going with Four Seasons, the private residences, because I mean you have
No big deal.
Right. But NVD.
but it's a great choice. I mean you have the comforts of home with the help and the amenities of a hotel.
That's true.
I take it. And with the newborn, even if you do have Phyllis with the Birkin bag, things are just made easier in a
love
hotel. I
that.
think it was great to come in, the baby's crying, you put the baby down, but then your bed's turned down. I mean, how chocolates on your
Chocolates on the
pillow.
And
Hello.
it's good for temporary stuff. I
Yes.
knew that they probably wouldn't buy a house because they already had that whole house fiasco before.
Right.
Like, that's a big commitment.
And Giuliana's recently committed to E for 5 more
Right.
years.
Right.
So they weren't going to settle down there anytime soon.
True.
But, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of the hotel. I am also a huge fan of that condo-style residential living.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I live in right now.
Yeah.
And it's nice having the security, especially for a high-profile, resident like Giuliana
Yes.
and Bill. But isn't it a little small for 4 people? 1,200 square feet.
I think so, but
I mean, Phyllis is only going to be there for how long? Like at night and,
I think in the beginning Phyllis is there
All the
pretty much
time.
all the
24/7.
time because she's training the baby, getting the baby on a schedule,
That's
helping with
true.
changings and bathing.
Or does she get her own residence next door?
That's true. She probably
You
does.
never know. That's
honestly.
a really good point. With that Birkin bag, she can afford it. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. 1,200 square feet is very small, but it's just
very
temporary.
small. It's temporary, but I definitely was surprised by that because he goes, "What's the largest unit that you have? 1,200 square feet. Does the layout even really matter? No matter where you are in the
Yeah.
house, you're gonna be able to hear the baby, which I guess is a plus.
Right.
That you're gonna have
Absolutely.
your eye on that child all the time. But if anything, maybe they'll get a little closer together
Yeah,
in those
yeah,
tiny
Phyllis,
little
they'll be one big happy
surroundings.
family.
Phil, do
True.
you think 1,200 square feet is enough for 4 people?
I'm trying to think. I lived in Boston. I lived in a pretty cool apartment building. I think I had a studio that was 1,200.
Yeah.
Really?
So I think,
What?
and as great as it was, I called it the bachelor pad at that point because this was during the college years. It wasn't as big, like I'm just thinking like it's not that big.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
big if you're a single guy. It's
Right.
not that big.
I feel like you're getting, I mean, the turn down service, all the amenities. I feel like I can deal with 1,200 square feet.
I wonder how many
Yeah.
bathrooms there are. Maybe that's the key
Oh,
question.
that's
Bathroom
probably
and closet
that's
space.
Probably, closet space. That would they
I
would
don't
We
know.
know
probably break this
Giuliana
up
and her
more.
closet space.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We didn't see Bill check the closet space though.
No,
I
that
know.
might have been the one mistake
yeah.
that he made. You should definitely
he-
check the
I
closet
mean-
space. Closet space.
Bill usually knows his stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm
And she trusted
assuming.
him.
Maybe we'll have to look into that. Maybe
That's
we'll.
And
true.
she's
take
not
a little virtual
unloading
tour.
everything in there like for 2 months. I mean,
Maybe she
it could
rotates
work.
things out, ships things back to
Yeah.
LA, brings a new weekly shipment in.
How about that storage locker?
What? I didn't even know that
That
really
was insane.
existed.
I thought it was a warehouse.
So
That
did
was
I.
a storage
too.
locker.
So did I. I'd never seen anything like that before.
What did you think of Bill taking that responsibility and doing the furniture thing? Design thing is usually Giuliana's
Right.
Right.
responsibility. He's usually the walls and the lights and the bathtubs.
True.
What
Well,
do you
it's
think about Bill going
divide and
furniture
conquer.
shopping?
So much
Yeah.
to do in such a short period of time that in order to be effective and to get ready for the baby, they had to split up maybe things a little differently. But
they have 2 places too, and like she gets the bigger one, so I think that's
yeah,
a little bit.
and he had
Fair.
her in mind. Remember,
Yeah.
he went to the furniture store and he was like, "Her taste is now my
yeah.
taste.
yeah.
That's the taste that we're going for. Her taste."
Bravo, Bill.
Yeah.
Bravo, Bill.
Smart man.
I would say write a book, but they've done that already.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'll write another one.
Giuliana's
and another
written
one.
too,
And
yeah.
another
That's
one.
true.
Yeah.
Well, luckily they do have the advisement of Lonnie,
Oh my gosh,
who
Gorgeous.
seems like she's a super mom, or at least
totally.
she definitely looks like a hot mom.
She really does.
Ultimate decorator, interior designer. I love how Giuliana goes, "Hey, if my husband's telling me to go use a decorator, I'm not going to argue."
Right.
Absolutely not.
And he keeps emphasizing the budget thing.
I think that's the word for this episode, budget. I think he used that word about 20 times in
Yeah.
this episode.
What kind of a budget do we think we're looking at here?
Oh,
Oh my god.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what the Four Seasons is going for on a monthly basis in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what that.
Mission
Well, let's think about it here. We have baby supplies for 2 cities.
Absolutely.
We have dual residences,
Yes.
a house in the making.
Yes.
We have storage furniture being shipped halfway across the country.
Right.
We have transportation to deal with for the
Absolutely.
baby, which we'll discuss in a second.
Right.
And
Yes.
actually, they actually said, well, there goes the budget with that.
Right.
Right.
It's the whole budget.
Um, Yeah, I don't think that's your typical budget.
No,
very stressful.
No, but I
Yeah.
think probably every
But good for them.
expectant parents throw their budget out the window. You know, you just never know exactly what you need for
Right.
a new addition to the family. So I think what they experience, maybe on a different scale than other people, but I think they're all going through the same thing.
Well, and also at least they started off with a number. And you also have to consider the fact that this baby's coming into the world, and it's already pretty much a $100,000 baby.
Right.
IVF is not cheap.
Absolutely.
No.
Oh,
Not
And
at all.
Giuliana has very classy taste.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So if anything, you know, what's going into that, regardless of the dollar amount, it's love. It's
Yeah.
priceless.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
It's the
Much
year of the
wanted.
Rancics.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I took a look at Lonnie Paul's website and took a
Did
look at
you?
some of her portfolio
my
things
God.
she's done. Yeah, this is no small budget, and this woman seems to be brilliant.
And you said she was on HGTV Design Star.
She was 2009. Out of
She win?
10,000, no, she didn't win. But out of 10,000 some odd
Doesn't matter.
designers that applied, they narrowed it down to 10, and she was one of the 10.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She revealed to us that she actually has twins that are 6 years old, a boy and a girl, which is what Giuliana wants next.
Right.
Right.
Which I loved. What's interesting to me is that she actually said that the babies are easier when they can't walk around.
I
I agree with
completely
that.
agree.
I totally agree with that.
But
For-
you're having to do everything for them.
Yeah, but
and
they can't talk.
That's
I've
true.
nannied a lot, so like they can't talk, and you can
Or
they
talk
take
back.
naps.
That's
right.
a big one.
They take naps. You know, they need to have you in order to move.
It makes
you
a
know?
big difference.
Yeah, it does.
Once they start moving, then you're moving.
They can do whatever they,
Right.
you know, whatever you want them to do. If they're walking and talking and they're like 6 years old,
Or running around.
running
Yes.
around, they're going to be like, no, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay in a certain spot. I want to go do this. They have opinions. I 100% agree.
I just realized I've been holding Kalu's
Yeah.
hand this whole
Oh,
time.
okay.
We can switch. I would
You
love
wanted
to
to
hold
snuggle.
Lula's hand.
Like, I want some snuggle time.
Okay, well, let's move on to the Mom Joe
Oh.
part of the conversation.
Yeah.
That was
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Phil, do you know what Mom Joe is?
Any idea?
Huh?
Are you listening?
Mojo, baby.
Mojo for
But
the
mom-
Wait,
mom.
Mojo or?
Sexy for
Mom.
mom.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mojo.
So I'm not hip.
No. And not a father, clearly.
Okay, so I loved how the way that they segued into this topic of conversation is Bill makes fun of Giuliana for her nose hairs.
Right.
She goes, so
I
are you
love the
planning
real
on
life
braiding those nose hairs?
The real life
I mean, they
moments
should have
between
done a
the two
close
of them.
up. I love those. So funny.
I'm actually grateful for not
No
having the close
close-up?
up. Yeah, I'm okay with
I would
that.
have liked the real moment. I would have liked the
Come on, G,
to
get those
see it.
lasered.
to
Come
see some
on.
Oh,
flaws. I would
wow.
have liked to see some flaws in Giuliana.
And Giuliana, I
Yeah.
know, right? And then she talks about how Bill, this is TMI right here, but
Oh.
how he sits in the car and he's
Help
Yes.
pull them out. Yeah.
Could have done without
Oh.
the illustration also, but I
Gives you
understand the
chills.
point.
Yeah,
I understand the
exactly.
point. I get it.
I know. And then it's funny because she doesn't mention this, but we go behind the scenes and see this. We find out that Bill actually takes longer to get ready than his female co-host on America Now, Lisa
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
She calls him Bill Pomade Rancic.
Yes. I love that.
Are we
I loved
surprised by
her.
this?
No.
Really?
She's like an old pro, you know? Like I don't know. I figure she has it down to a science now. She's just like, what you see is what you get. But
I guess I just always imagined Bill Rancic just rolling out of bed in the morning and looking perfect.
looking perfect.
Oh,
As
Yeah.
he always does.
I think
Whether it's in a cap and one of those fleece little
all right.
jackets and jeans or that suit and tie, I just imagine that he just looks naturally beautiful in the morning.
Well, I think he starts with a pretty good foundation.
Right. Right. That's a
It
good
just
word.
needs
I like
a little time to add something to it.
that. Yeah.
Put it all
Just a little
together,
bit.
Yeah.
wrap it up with a bow.
Prep, and
little bit.
he seems like a perfectionist. You know, he wants
Absolutely.
everything to be perfect. So like, there's he's got to get it together a little bit before he goes on. I understand that.
Oh, do you think he gets manicures?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Scheduled.
100%.
Someone's
Yes.
coming to the
Yes.
house.
Yes. Absolutely. Yep.
There you go.
I would
well,
expect nothing less.
well, Giuliana says that she hasn't been having enough time to take care of her nails and herself, which I don't believe for one
No,
second.
no.
She goes to work and her first stop is a makeup chair.
Absolutely.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if she has time for it or not. Where she's
They're gonna do
prepping
it.
for the rest of her
Right.
day, they're gonna,
Take
keep
care of her
day. It's
nails.
part of what her job is. But regardless, I can't ever bash on anybody for doing a little girl time at the
Right,
spa.
right.
She definitely takes care of her staff. We have Brenda
Oh.
and Lena and
Yeah.
Sarah
So
all getting
great.
their nails did together. And she goes, you know what, guys? Like, I want to be a cool mom. I want to be a cool wife, but I feel like those are my last words.
Right, because everybody does say that.
It's true. I mean, I actually did a little poll among my mommy friends. I sent out a text message asking questions, and every one of them said that was a concern of theirs. And after their baby was born, they did have some problems.
Right.
Some hashtag front
Some
Nastics.
problems.
Yeah, there was a couple of problems. It took them some time to bounce back completely with everything.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Just because of the weight or because of the baby or...
Most of them said because they actually, after delivering the baby, they felt just a little out of sorts with their body. Not necessarily, I mean, of course, they were tired from taking care of the child, but most of theirs was because they just felt out of sorts after delivering. So Giuliana may not have that concern.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you think. By all means, join the conversation, whether
please.
you're on AfterBuzzTV.com right now and chatting, or I'm always live tweeting at Giselle Ugarte. And, of course, you know, leave comments on our YouTube page, on our iTunes page. Like us.
5 stars.
Rate us. Give us 5
Yeah.
stars. Because we're brand new, and we want to know, you know, do you like this show? What do you want to see more of on this show? We love and appreciate all of your feedback. We read all the comments.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we loved having our caller last week, Antonina.
Yes. I saw that. That was awesome. I got
She
really
was.
excited for you guys.
I
She
know.
was a true fan.
And Phil, will you tell us the phone number one more time? Because I'm not used to being in this studio.
No, me neither.
So it's not your typical 424, you
Right.
know, 256-1729. What is it,
It's
Phil?
424-256-1633. It's a little bit different. You're gonna see we're actually going through a new phone system, and if you guys want to hear the hilarities of phone systems, just listen to Howard Stern. He's like they always say like, here's the best in technology. You're gonna be so impressed, Howard. Really? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we've had nothing but bad luck with our phone systems, but we're going to a new one. But currently the number is 424-256-1633 for this studio.
Awesome.
Perfect. I
And
love it.
for future shows as well. Here,
I
with this.
actually used to, one of my jobs previously as an intern was to screen phone calls for a radio show.
How interesting
That was fun. Well, I kind of like the idea that whenever someone calls AfterBuzz, we never know what we're going to get.
Right. Yeah, right. I've had an interesting
You know,
experience.
we keep it real here at AfterBuzz.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no
Anybody
delay.
can call. Anyone.
Yeah.
Anytime.
So we love when you join the conversation, especially when you love a show like this. So back to the Mom Joe. I love how there's a suggestion of, wait, should I get a poll in my room?
Okay, I thought that was like crazy that she dismissed it so quickly.
I know.
I did too. I was hoping.
Me too.
I don't know if I would necessarily want a poll in my room. I mean, I guess if you're going to get it, you should get it now before the baby knows what it is.
Right.
You
They
know,
have removable ones. I have one
Right?
in my living room currently. I just got it. And so I was like, wait, Giuliana
I feel like I
doesn't
saw
like
a picture
it?
of that on Facebook.
Yes, you did.
Nice.
It's from a
Okay.
set. Like it's fun. I haven't used it that much, but it is fun. And yeah, everyone was like, when I got it or when I was getting it, everyone was like, well, you're just gonna have that in your living room? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, like, and she was kind of like that too. She was like, I'm
Very.
not a stripper. And I was like, well, okay. I was like, I'd love to see Giuliana up on that pole.
But they definitely teased us because I thought they were going to take a pole dancing class.
Me too.
I would
You know,
love that.
if you're not going to have a pole in your living room, if you're trying to find your sexy,
Right.
go take a class.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
And then they ended up taking Zumba, which don't get me wrong, Zumba's really
Look,
fun.
it is
So
and they were
really
getting
fun.
down.
They
I mean,
were.
Sarah was shaking it.
Oh yeah, it's a workout too.
But I don't know. I guess I wanted to see Giuliana break out of her comfort
At
zone
least
a
like a
little bit
burlesque
more.
workshop or something. Yeah.
Oh,
like
burlesque workshop. That would've been
Ooh.
great.
I know.
Maybe Joan Rivers could teach the class.
Right?
Now that one,
That- I
please
would
let
pay
me
for
know.
that. I would pay
that
for
I
that.
want to see.
I would pay for that.
And then after pole dancing, or not after pole dancing, after Zumba class, they go home, and Giuliana has a room in the house dedicated to baby gifts. It is a junk room. The definition of it, a junk room. Like it's a toy room, but it's
Right.
a junk room
I cannot believe. Well, let me take that back.
where we have Kaluuya's cousin.
Yes.
Totally.
Centerpiece of
The
the room.
number of presents they received was completely overwhelming. And I think, Bill had to fly to Chicago and find a new place to live and all that kind of, but I think he got the better end of the stick on this one. To go through all of those presents, to go through all of them, to write down the names, to send out thank you notes.
I love how he was like, that's a woman's job.
I was like,
loved
what?
that.
Did he just say?
Yeah, I know.
I actually rewound it on
No,
my
me
DVR.
too.
I was like, what did he just say?
It made me laugh.
I won't totally disagree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Not that I like writing thank you notes,
Right.
but we're just better. Typically,
Right.
I mean, not always, but typically girls have
more
better
thoughtful.
handwriting.
Yes.
They're a little bit more emotionally connected to words.
Right.
You know, thank you so much for the time. I know I'll be using it for blah 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 blah. You know, can you
Yeah.
imagine Bill writing? Thank you so much for the
Thanks for
breast
the bear."
pumps.
Yeah. Thanks for the breast pumps, Bill. Bill and
I'm
Jake.
looking
B&J.
forward
That's a good
to.
point.
Well, I mean, I guess Giuliana wouldn't need breast pumps, but
No.
because she's not
Yeah.
going to be nursing the baby. But you know what I mean,
Right. Right.
Things
right.
that are similar. Yeah.
That's true. Okay, you
Yeah.
did make a very good point. I guess I just didn't like hearing the statement, even
Yes.
if it is
yeah,
the
it
truth.
was
Yeah.
out of character
There you
for him,
go.
I thought.
I
Yeah.
that was a moment too. I was
Yeah.
like, Bill, you just had a moment, a
yeah.
non-Bill
You're actually,
moment.
yeah, like one of those men. Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
into
it's
it.
awesome. Me too.
I don't mind.
Me too.
I don't mind.
I don't mind either.
I always say, what do I say? I'm a professional housewife in training.
Oh,
That
Oh
I
my.
want to rule the bedroom and the home
Oh.
and the kitchen, but I'm gonna come up with my own income to go shopping,
well, there we go.
at least temporarily.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm with
So that's
it.
where the
I like that.
professional
I
comes.
like this. I
I
like
like
this.
that.
I'm jumping in that line. I
Yeah.
like this.
Okay, so what else? What's interesting is that I think Giuliana, even though it was an exhausting affair, the fact that she had her girlfriends there, the fact that they had wine, really made her open up and loosen up to these things, even though she was joking with the storytelling book.
Right.
She had no idea what
She
a
and-
pack and play was.
Yeah. She insulted a lot of the
But-
gifts.
She did insult a lot of the kids. What do we think about
Did.
that?
I mean, if I thought it was funny. I thought it was really funny, but like if I had given the gift, I wouldn't think it was funny.
That's the thing. I'm going, if I'd given that gift, really thinking, I mean, the plaid onesie,
It was kind of
I
cute.
didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't think the plaid onesie was that bad, but when you see the plaid onesie there, and then you see her tweet a photo of the baby in Burberry,
Yeah, that did come up. That's
plaid
the
Kmart
difference.
onesie, plaid
Yeah,
Burberry.
that's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
It was a real moment, which I liked.
It was.
true.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like if she was just like, "Oh, everything's wonderful," it's like not as believable.
Yeah.
But right, if you were like, you know, her great cousin or something, and you had sent
Mhm.
that, yeah, that's not very cool.
Not very
right,
cool.
right.
And then there's also the moment where you have to argue, well, plaid Burberry onesie, poop, pee, throw up.
Absolutely.
Right.
Which one?
You know, that kid's going to go through so many clothes.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, everything she puts in the back, plaid onesie and all of that stuff will be worn and used.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if it's for playtime in the sand or the playground to
Yeah,
get dirty
completely
and
be used.
You know, learn how to
Yeah.
use the
Yeah.
spoon and fork.
I
Or
mean, he's gonna have like 4 outfit changes a day,
A
probably.
day,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
Everything,
man.
everything has its place.
But I
Don't
thought it
worry.
was fun. I thought it was fun when they were looking through the gifts and talking about all the stuff.
I hope that someone gave her one of those little baby boy party hats. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, last week they had the Mommy and Me class, or the Ask a Mama
Right.
private class with that instructor, and they talked about how baby boys tend to pee
yes.
Oh,
everywhere.
right.
Yes.
So now they have these little
Oh,
Covers.
right.
Oh.
Teepees. They call them. Well, they're like. There's a name
Yeah,
for them. But yeah, they
teepees.
look like little teepees.
They're little shields,
yeah.
Yes.
so they don't share
You
all
put
their
'em
joy
over.
Yeah.
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you don't waste a diaper in the process.
Yeah.
Or something. I
Okay.
don't know. I mean, I don't know how the little thing holds the other little thing
Right.
up.
right.
But
right.
anyway.
Wait, what about the baby aviator glasses?
So Oh, cute.
That
my
was my
goodness.
favorite present.
Loved when she put them on.
Babyators.
Yes.
Yes.
The baby.
That was the absolute favorite present. I
It's
thought it
funny
was
though
great.
because Giuliana always makes fun of the size of her head.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there was a part of me that was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna break, please break, please break. I thought that'd be a funny moment. I mean, again, I think she's gorgeous.
Right.
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 with-
but they're baby sunglasses.
that
They're made
being-
for baby faces.
But right,
Right.
with that always being her little punchline joke about the size
True.
of her head,
Right.
it would be like a little
Yes. Bum.
bum exactly. Okay, well, also things start to get a little serious. We always see a little breast cancer tidbit in the episodes,
Yes.
appropriately so. It's amazing that she is including it, even after the fact that she is, you know,
Cancer,
free of breast cancer right
Right,
now,
right.
other than the medication that she's taking. And especially because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it is wonderful to see the ways that she is being involved. So I loved that her and Bill did a speaking engagement together in Aspen. And I hope that the chemistry that they had is going to be similar to what we see on Ready for Love, because you do see it and feel it.
Right.
Yes?
Right.
I thought they were
Absolutely.
great. Yeah, I thought the two of them were great. I think his warmth is there. It's supportive for her as she gets a chance to speak. I thought the things she said, saying, "I'm better now after cancer," it was just so wonderful to hear. I think they have a great chemistry. Even when he's just sitting there, it's just something about the two of them together.
He's super supportive. Well, and they said it was the first time they'd ever had a couple
Right.
speak, which I thought was really great.
Mhm.
I mean, and I cried. I don't know what it was. As soon as she started, when people cry, like when she started to tear up, I started to get sad. And like, I mean, yeah, like it's easy to forget that she went through all that. It is
Right.
because I mean now they're celebrating the baby and everything,
Yes.
but yeah, I really loved that moment. I did. And then it just kept getting happier, after that. And
Turning a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very powerful message. Maybe that'll be the name of the next book. Who
There
knows?
you go.
True.
I like it.
And once again, I want to remind you guys that we are going to have Lindsay Avner,
Yes.
the creator,
Yes.
founder of Bright Pink, an organization that Giuliana does a lot with,
Absolutely.
especially helping young women with breast cancer, or also awareness and research. So we're looking forward to having her on the very last day of Breast Cancer
Yes.
Awareness Month.
Looking
Make
forward
sure you
to
tune
it.
in to that. So one thing that Bill and Giuliana talked about is that, are they ready for this baby? This has been a reoccurring theme, and we flip-flop, like, yes, no,
Yes,
yes, no. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Right.
But one thing that Bill says that's really interesting is that he says that, well, if we didn't have nerves, that wouldn't be normal.
Right.
Right.
Don't you think?
I think anything this big in life, I'm sure they ask their same different questions, but still, the questions before they got married. So I think before you enter any new chapter or make a huge decision in your life, you have these moments of, yes, I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. Am I doing the right thing? Am I prepared as possible? So to me, it makes perfect sense. And if they were just if they were not asking these questions, I would think something was really wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge. You're
It
you're
is.
bringing a new person into your family. You're bringing a new life into this world. You're really shaping and molding this child. It's a huge responsibility. How can you not ask questions and be nervous about it?
Well, and their lives are literally literally change in minutes, in hours, and
True.
it's like all of a sudden it's 3 of them, not 2 of them, and I liked what Giuliana said about it. I don't think you're ready until, it's there and you deal with it. I don't think you're ever fully ready. And anyone I know that's had kids, agrees. They're like, well, it wasn't planned or whatever, but I mean, this is it. Like, you deal,
Right.
Yeah. Well, and after the last couple of years that they've had, you'd have to think they're ready for anything.
Yes.
Seems that
absolutely.
way.
Absolutely anything.
Yeah.
And at least with this, they have a little bit of time to plan. When Giuliana found out that she had breast cancer,
Right.
she didn't have breast cancer in her family.
Right.
Right.
She didn't detect a lump
Right.
at all. She wasn't planning on having a mammogram. It was all by chance, by blessing, that she was able to find it, which we're going to have to ask Lindsay about
Right,
that, because
right.
that's a scary, scary
Yeah.
thing. But and then the miscarriage, you can't prepare for that. They're
No.
preparing for this child, and then all of a sudden nothing happens. So the fact that they're making it to the 7 months, the baby's
True.
now at full
Yeah.
term. It has
Absolutely.
fingers, it has toes,
It
its
could come
organs are
out now
almost
and be
full
fine.
developed.
Right.
It could come out now,
Such a
looks
strong
perfectly
heartbeat.
human.
True.
Yeah, moving, kicking, flipping, healthy heartbeat. And, who knows if they're going to be ready. They're probably going to make mistakes, but I think that's part of what being a parent's all
No,
about.
I think every parent makes mistakes, but I think the point you made is really a good point. Everything else has been thrown within the last couple of years. I mean, who could plan for it? But they've taken it, together and able to put some kind of action plan together in order to turn the negative into a positive. And this time they actually have time to concentrate. I would like them to slow down just a little bit and maybe see, some last moments of them just kind of enjoying life together. Before the baby
Right.
comes, because it seems like it's so much pressure with them getting ready. And I think it seems like sometimes you see the pressure getting to them. I just want them to have a little more fun before the baby comes.
Right.
you know,
Yeah, because they're all
a little
about planning.
vacay.
Yeah.
Especially Bill. Everything is very
right there,
planned
right?
out.
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that Lonnie also mentioned too, is being able to make time for your kids
Mhm.
and
Right.
being able to make time for your husband. That
Oh.
it's hard. It is. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
have to say,
Look.
you're going to have to wait for a second.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Bill is good about surprising Giuliana with trips. We'll have to see if
Yeah.
he does end up surprising her with a little bit of something.
Baby
She's going to go
man.
to London.
True.
So,
True.
who knows what kind of a schedule these guys are going to have. But, I did think it was really interesting to see Lonnie talking about her kids.
Right.
She
Because
was
she
very
is
honest.
someone who looks so gorgeous
together.
and beautiful, and it looks like she has it all together, but it's hard. And she admitted that. That was a humble moment right there.
I was surprised by that. I thought she would just be like, "Oh, you'll be fine. Everything's great. You just make do." But she was just like, "Yeah, it's rough."
Yeah, that's a hard one. She was like, that's a
Yeah.
hard one.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all she could say in the beginning was, yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she could give like 5 great tips to get over it. She was just like, yeah, that's a hard
I
one.
appreciated her honesty,
It's
though. I
true.
thought that was great.
And one thing that you mentioned this time around, and one thing that we also discussed last week, is the fact that, Giuliana doesn't have all that weight to lose.
Right.
Right.
She doesn't have to worry about, things
Your entire
Things
body
stretching out.
change,
Extra
right.
skin, right?
And
The
extra
hormones
skin and
running
the
and everything.
hormones
True.
running.
It's 100% true.
And granted, she might have some hormones. I don't know. They already did the egg retrieval, right? Or are they on their way to doing the egg retrieval?
I think in the article we read last week they'd already done the egg retrieval.
Yeah, I feel like that's at the beginning.
Right.
Okay. So she previously had those hormones,
Right,
but maybe
right,
now she doesn't
right.
anymore. She has the baby nurse. She has Sarah.
Yeah.
So I think she's gonna be just fine. And by the way, one thing I forgot to mention is she called up Mama to Pandy.
Oh, right.
Loved
that was
it.
one of the greatest moments. How did we
Loved
forget
it.
that?
What's Mojo?
Yeah.
What is
No,
mo-
I know Lou's sexy.
Yeah, she was like, "That's not a problem for me."
I don't know what accent I'm doing. That is
Yeah.
I
not
don't
Mama
know.
to Pandy.
I loved when she was like, how do you say Mom Joe
Mom Joe.
in
in
Italian? And I was like, I don't know. And even if you could explain it, would your mom get it? I'm wondering if I call my mom up. She was like, what? What are you talking about?
My mom she wanted to know the definition of froyo. So I think she would need a full explanation. Yes.
My dad actually uses the term mojo a lot, but I don't think he
Does?
understands the sexual connotation with it.
Oh,
Right, okay.
So
Gotcha.
he'll be like, baby
like,
to me,
cool.
Right.
like, get your mojo back. Figure out your mojo. Don't lose your mojo. For that, it's like confidence and drive.
Right.
Like
Which I
cool
mean, I
factor.
guess for guys it kind of is, but for
Right.
guys, a lot of drive has to do with
Absolutely.
Yeah.
which girls too. Don't get me wrong,
Are you
but
going to tell your dad?
no, I like. It's
fine.
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad also looks like the guy from the Dos Equis commercial.
Amazing. So he's the hottest man alive, is what you're saying.
He's definitely the most interesting man alive.
I think so.
All right, let's conclude the episode. Some high notes that we had. Are you ready for the baby? She says, no, I'm not. But then they really start to paint the picture. They're in the house. All the walls are,
Right.
white
Yes.
or sheeted up or, covered in plastic. They're having to deal with the fact that light fixtures are not where they should be, or
Right.
electrical,
True.
There's a
outlets.
lighting expert. That's a job.
Right.
Found that out.
That I didn't know
But-
existed.
They're
Yeah.
accepting the fact that everything's going to fall into place. And once the baby comes,
And it
they'll
will.
figure things out. They'll mess up.
Right.
They'll, but they'll also get a lot of firsts in this new house.
Yeah.
I loved Bill's mentioning of the first Bears game for the baby.
True.
Yeah, that was
Really
really
great.
cute.
And I don't know, what were some of your favorite moments of the episode?
I liked the moment at the end when she said, I've thought about it and something has come to me. And she really just calmly said, we're not ready. I'm not ready and you're not ready. And
I
sure
feel like he had trouble admitting that he
I-
wasn't ready.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
His facial expression, you
right.
could see it.
That's so not a Bill Rancic statement. I'm
No.
not ready.
Yeah.
But the way she explained it to him, saying, I'm not ready, you're not ready. There's no way we could be ready. We can prepare as much as possible, but this is something new. When it happens, we'll figure it out. And I thought that was really great. I appreciated that moment of honesty because I think so many people would simply say, "Oh no, we're ready. We've heard
Right.
all the advice. We've read
We
all the
have it all
books.
together."
We have it all. We have all the
Yeah.
resources. We're completely 100% ready." And to really pull that back and say, "No, we're not ready." I really appreciate. I did. It was like that was the moment for me. I'm like, okay, these are real people that I can relate to.
Yeah.
Well, let's move into a little news and gossip.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So we got a little update from Giuliana and Bill on the Style Network and style.com. Want to tell us a little bit about that tea?
And you know what? As of yesterday, about 6 p.m., mystyle.com posted some updates from Giuliana herself. Everything from the mojo to the house to her closet. So basically, Giuliana said that her mojo is intact completely, never been a problem. She has not lost it. Thank you to everyone who was concerned. She was highly concerned, but she is just fine in that area. She did admit that she's still in Chicago and is really anxious to come back to LA and get ready to start work on, back at E. She's missing everyone at Fashion Police. but the house is not quite ready yet. They need a few more weeks to get the house up and running. She did say Lonnie Paul is doing a fantastic job, but they're going to need a couple more weeks. But that beautiful closet is complete.
Oh,
Nice.
priorities.
Yes,
That's
most
what it is.
important
Goal
priorities.
Goal-oriented,
There you go.
ladies.
Yes.
I
Have to
love
keep
it.
Focused. Have to keep it focused. So the
Love
closet is ready to go. You know, all she needs some wine, some cheese, and some people there. And, you know, the closet is full of clothes and shoes, and she is absolutely ready to go. So seems as if Giuliana is enjoying this maternity leave, but she will be back in LA and raring to go.
Can't wait.
I love it. Okay, well, I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Predictions are always hard on this show because
So,
we kind of already
totally.
know what's going to
Yeah.
happen. So we're looking forward to seeing Giuliana head to London next week.
Absolutely, Olympics.
We're looking forward to the continued preparation. What
Yes.
else do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, the house and the baby in a couple of weeks because there was an update on the show. Giuliana and Bill had an update right outside of Four Seasons. They said in a couple of weeks they will see the delivery of the baby on the show.
That's so
Yay.
exciting.
Yeah,
Like
I'm gonna
up close
cry
and
for
personal.
sure. I'm gonna cry
Absolutely.
for sure.
Oh, I absolutely will.
No doubt.
Even when they show the commercial, when Giuliana's like, oh my god.
Yeah, no. Like I almost have tears thinking about it.
I love it.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm so
goodness.
excited.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us for another Giuliana and Bill after show here at
Yay.
AfterBuzz TV.
Yes.
My co-hosts, tell everybody where they can find you.
Please reach out to me on Twitter. It's TJ Path, PATH2TO Passion, PASSION. That's a long one.
Passion.
Sarah?
And I'm at Sarah on the go, Sarah with an H, and that's where you can find me.
There you go.
Awesome. And you can find me at Giselle Ugarte, GISELLEUGARTE for you guys on iTunes. And remember, AfterBuzz has an incredible fall lineup.
Absolutely.
Over 50 shows. If there is a show that you love, I'm sure we have it. And if we don't, please let us know. We'd love to be able to, introduce something new for you guys out there. And actually, I will be back in an hour for Abby's Ultimate Dance
Oh,
Competition.
yeah.
So tune in
Yeah,
for that.
right.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.